It's a redneck barbecue. I got some mustard on my shirt and some ketchup. I'm going to roll my muscle shirt up and then I'm going to eat it like a hot dog.
And we're rolling.
This is going to be a good one, boys.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of Vancouver Toon Talk. I'm your host, Nate Cavalli.
And I'm your other host, Cinnamon Host Crunch, Seamus O'Neill. I'm pumped for today, man. I'm seriously so stoked. We got an insanely special guest today, and I'm just grateful he showed up. His name is Stephano Barberis.
He's the one and only.
Yeah, he's a insanely successful, amazing, awesome Canadian music video director.
And to put into perspective just how lucky we are to have Stephano with us here today, he's actually the most awarded music video director in Canadian history. He's directed over 180 music videos. He's done TV programming, documentaries. He's got 42 directorial and video awards, over 80 nominations for director of video, 21 official #1 video hits in multiple countries, and over 60 official top 20 video hits. He's got millions of online views. And he's a fixture on national music video stations like Much Music, CMT, Much More Music, and MTV.
He's a beast, man.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
I'm super grateful for this day. This is going to be so much fun. We're going to play some games with him. We're going to ask him some questions. And I'm feeling like it's going to be a really good podcast today. Yeah. So stay tuned.
And welcome to the show, Stephano. Seamus, are you going to start off with a mad minute here?
Yeah, I feel like I need some sort of epic intro. Like, welcome to the 1 minute meltdown. All right, Stephano, are you ready?
I think so.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Dog or cat?
Cat.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Swearing or no swearing?
It depends. If I'm angry, sometimes swearing happens.
Phone call or text?
A phone call.
Toast or eggs?
Eggs.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Yeah. Football or basketball?
Basketball.
What's worse doing, laundry or dishes?
Oh, laundry.
Hamburgers or tacos?
Tacos.
Money or free time?
These are hard. I would say free time.
Yeah. Blue or red?
Oh, it depends on the kind.
Oh.
But I'll go for
Freezies.
5 seconds.
Blue freezies. Amusement park or day at the beach?
blue. Ooh, day at the beach.
Pencil or pen?
Pen.
Oh, can we just ask the rest of them anyways?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Horror movie or comedy?
Horror movie.
Yes. I'm so with you on that one. Let's watch horror movies together one day.
Yes.
Ninjas or pirates?
Oh,
Get what?
oh, that's a weird
Yeah.
dichotomy.
Bet you never thought of that one.
No,
That's a big word.
I'd say pirates.
All right, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Adventure, you know.
I'm still confused on that one.
Me too. That is
TV?
very confusing.
Oh, I want to hear your answer. TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Nice. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Pancake or a waffle?
Pancake.
Oh, you don't like the butter catchers?
No, I like those too. Yeah, but pancake probably more.
Train or a plane?
A plane.
Nice. And that was it. That's all we
Nice.
had for the 1
Those
minute
are good.
meltdown.
Yeah.
I'm just stoked we have Stephano here. This is so cool.
I'm
man.
stoked to be here with you guys.
The first time we met was you were directing the video for Dallas Smith's Tipping Point.
Tipping Point.
Yeah.
Was that the first time I thought we met before at some sort of a award function?
Probably.
It was filmed at the old cellar, right?
Yeah, the cellar. Yeah.
And-
What was it called? The cellar back then? I can't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the cellar back then.
Okay, well, we were all there together at the tipping point one, but
Oh yeah, you were there too.
yeah.
That's right.
But the slow rolling one,
slow
where
were you?
I was there with my brother.
Oh yeah, in the forest. That's right.
And you were filming on the other side, and I remember texting you, and you're like, "Oh, dude, just like come over and hang out." And we were parked in like that street where
Yeah.
they have the Western
Yeah,
scene set up,
yeah.
and we start crossing, and I felt like I was like in that scene of Jurassic Park when all these horses are like sprinting towards us.
Was it the vegetation or what was it that gave you that feeling?
No, it was. It was
The vegetation.
I don't know why.
No, it was like the open field with like a couple logs here and
yeah,
there.
that's right.
It
It
had
is.
the big
yeah.
like it's like
It's an old growth forest,
The
so
movie
yeah.
horses,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that big open field
It is,
where you
yeah.
cross to get to the other side, and there's like this.
And there actually are movie horses there. I actually shoot a lot of videos on that lot because there's so many different looks on that lot. There's so many different forests. We shot a video for another band there, Bucko Toad, and it was like
yeah.
a
Any
Christmassy.
Excuse Will Do?
Yeah, is that the one?
I don't know
that
if
was
a
no.
video, but that was
Any Excuse
that's
Will
their-
Do was
their big hit.
my first one I did, and that was in a studio actually. But this one was with one of those horses, and it was a white horse, and it was in the snow. And it was a big white gay horse. It's actually the number one most hired horse in Vancouver. And it's the horse in Once Upon a Time. And the weirdest thing is when I was editing it, it's a giant white horse with a giant black dong. So I couldn't use all the footage. That's a good place to shoot a video though.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. And the forest one was cool too, where we had like the circle. I remember them trying to get the Camaro up into the woods.
Oh man.
And you had like all the boars underneath
Yeah.
it, so it didn't.
It's so stressful because whenever I think of an idea, I just think, yeah, we'll put the car in the middle of this clearing. Then when you get there on the day, there's mud. There, like everything's getting stuck. It's a 3-hour delay.
Yeah, people are like, yeah,
People
you
are
can
like-
use my, beautiful, souped up,
Yeah, and it never
restored
works.
Camaro.
Yeah. Or it starts
for your
raining and they have to
video
hide
shoot.
it. Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and that thing couldn't actually go into gear. Like we couldn't drive that basically anywhere. It was the most difficult thing to drive.
Oh,
It doesn't. It didn't. I think it didn't reverse, and I think I can't remember what it was, but it's never as easy as the easy concept is like written out. You get there and you're like, oh no, you can't drive this. We have to put it on the back of a flatbed, or oh no, we have to put it on a helicopter and dangle it all the way through the city. Like there's all these weird things that on the day you're like, what? So that was one of those videos where actually I think the delay was just massive. It was like a 4 or 5 hour delay, and I always feel bad because the poor artist is always waiting. And we have no control over it.
Yeah.
It always gets done though, but man, those delays kill me.
This makes for the coolest stories though. Like
Yeah,
you
I
must
guess,
have
yeah.
so many of these. Like
It's aged me for sure. It stresses me out.
yeah, I'm
quite a
sure
bit.
in the moment it's probably
Oh yeah,
like,
because I'm dying
so,
inside.
like,
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, I remember a cool moment. Like I call it a cool Stephano moment. Was Kadoo?
Yeah.
24 Reasons. It's a funny. So the scene was built almost like an AA meeting.
Yeah.
But it was getting over your ex, and it was teaching you how to drink your ex away. Is
Yeah.
basically was the concept, right?
Yeah. I think I raised my voice a couple of times because like I realized everyone was having so much fun.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get attention. I think I was like, because I never raised my voice.
You could,
Yeah.
but I remember it was totally like you were so good at handling everyone, and I was like, Stephano's a badass. He's handling everyone so well. Without getting mad, you were able to corral everyone. Because I remember by the time it was done, everyone was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like we.
Well, actually, I actually really liked the vibe that was happening, and I wanted to shoot that. So we actually shot a lot of like just B-roll. I kind of went into your mind frame in that, I remember, and I was enjoying it, but I started realizing they're not listening to me. So I had to and I never lose my temper or raise my voice on a set, but this was the first time where I'm like, I'm going to have to just talk loud or else they're not going to listen to me because they're having a good time. And that was making me feel good that you guys were actually enjoying yourselves.
Yeah.
Because that was a part of the video where you guys actually forgot about your exes.
Oh, okay. This is the burning question I gotta ask. If there was a music video that you could have directed, what music video would it be?
You know what? I don't really watch a lot of music videos. I don't watch like a lot of Canadian directors. I don't really know what a lot of people are doing here. But growing up, and when I see a really good, because the era of music videos is different now. Now they're just like they're almost branded content, or they're just sets and really shiny, polished things. So I'm kind of drawn to more creative within the concept. It's like built in, baked in creative. So like I look at things that were done in the 90s and 2000s that were groundbreaking, like Fatboy Slim, Praise You, like videos like that.
The breakdance sessions
That one,
outside
yeah.
the theater.
Made to look like it was actual footage, like on a cheap phone. things like that. That's what drives me. I don't look at people. I don't compare myself to people these days because I feel like I kind of feel like a dinosaur in a certain way that's kind of lived on. Because I don't really watch current music videos.
Right.
I just do whatever feels, because that's why my videos I think are a little bit different than most people's, because I just don't follow what's happening. I just kind of feel the song and I try reinventing myself each time.
Right.
But I also try making it look like me too, obviously, because you want to have a look, obviously. But yeah. So I think I'm kind of drawn towards like directors like Spike Jonze and Michel Gondry, like those kind of weird Chris Cunningham, like Bjork videos, Radiohead videos.
Yeah.
Those were when it wasn't about commercialism. It was about making such a unique statement that becomes your commercialism. It gets so much word of mouth.
Totally.
It's magic and it lives on forever. And it doesn't have to be an expensive video. It could just be a really cool idea. So that's where I'm drawn. So when I look at those videos, I'm like, I wish I was around doing videos really back then. And I had labels trusting me and doing those videos. So yeah, anything by Spike Jonze, not Spike Lee, Spike Jonze.
Now I'm gonna go home and like watch every video he's done.
Some people I
Yeah.
say Spike Jonze and they Google like Spike Lee. I'm like, no, different director. But Spike Jonze was Michel Gondry did a bunch of Chemical Brothers videos, incredible videos.
Oh yeah.
So anything you see that's just bonkers, that's what I always go, I wish I did that.
I have to ask, what about the Lady Gaga music videos?
Which one?
Well, what's your take on like any of those? Like they're all kind of different. Like
they're
let's
all kind of
say,
different.
like
I like
Judas, or
Yeah.
they're just
I'm trying to remember which one
Kinda-
Judas
I
was.
like the Edge of Glory one.
yeah, they're all so different, man. They're
Oh
kinda
yeah, was she
weird,
in
right?
leather, in a lot of leather in
It's
that one.
it's kind of almost like
Is it black and
the
white?
set
Can't
of
remember.
Rent. Where she's
Oh
coming
yeah,
down
yeah. That was nice. Yeah, that was a good one.
yeah.
I like Born This Way. That was a good video. It was really epic. I'm kind of drawn to epic, I think. I like cinematic and epic. It's in my DNA. I think everything I do has to have a bombastic kind of feel. Even if it's a small idea, it has to be elevated in a certain unique way. If I've seen it before, I don't want to do it. So like Lady Gaga is a good artist. She's she's obviously extremely talented. She can sing. But when you look at her videos, there's money pumped into it too. I like, what's that Beyonce's kind of like that thing she released a couple of years ago where she had a whole bunch of music videos all stuck together. I watched that and I'm like, I don't want to swear, F word. I wish I did that. Like that was,
Yeah.
what is it called? Sorry.
Lemonade.
Watch the whole program. It's like all these music videos stuck together. I wish an artist would let me, this is like clarion call to artists out there. I wish an artist would let me. Nate looks impressed with the word clarion.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good one, isn't
there's
it?
been a few
I've
you've
never
said
used
that I'm
it.
like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I thought I'd use it in this one. But you know what though? Like I think if an artist wants me to do a video for every song on an album or an EP, I would make it like, obviously we'd have to have a little bit of a budget, but if we could do something at their budget, I would love to do something like Lemonade. All the songs and just release it. Oh my God. It'd be incredible.
that'd be
It'd be like a little
That
mini
would be
movie
wicked.
of
I know what you're
segments.
talking about.
Like that would be cool because now, especially in marketing, they kind of put together staggered releases where they kind of release a song and then they'll release another song and then you'll see the EP on Apple Music and it'll just have all the other songs are grayed out and they'll kind of release it slowly, opening it. Like this kind of a project would work well because you can release like segments and it's almost like a weird story. And the story doesn't have to be in order. It could just be like, oh, there's like, they're all kind of interconnected. Oh yeah, now this is connected to the last video, but it could be a completely different, like it could go from a horror to a comedy. And then, you know what I mean? Like there's
totally
no
hitting home
rules,
with me.
right? Yeah. There's no rules in these things, but I wish there was, and that's what makes this whole industry a little sad too, because now people don't spend money on music videos anymore. They're not as, the irony is that they're not as important, but they're actually more important now than they ever were because when you look at our world, everything is a screen.
Yeah.
We're locked on screens. I've been in hotels in Nashville where it's a shower grotto where you walk into, it looks like a cave and it's your shower. It's like crazy. And there is a giant screen. And I was watching some stupid reality TV show.
Where is that?
It's in this, I don't remember what the name of the hotel was, but it's downtown Nashville.
Oh.
And I remember watching some sort of a TV show in this grotto. And I remember you can get lost in this shower. Like it was crazy.
Wow.
But think of it. There's screens on showers, on fridges, in your car, on your phone. Everyone's locked on their phone, your computer. There's a screen, your TV. There's a screen everywhere. There's a screen above Dundas Square. Like,
Yeah.
The whole world is now screens. So videos now are more important than they were in the 80s, but the budgets are 10 times less, 20 times less than they ever were back then. So it's funny that they're not as important because they're on-demand items. Because if you want to, say you want to watch the Beyonce video or all those Lemonade videos, you'll just pull them up on your phone and watch them. You don't need to wait on TV to, I can't wait till Beyonce's, thing comes on.
Like the countdown or anything.
Yeah, you don't have
true.
to wait anymore. So it's kind of deceived people into thinking, hey, I don't need to spend money because they'll just go onto YouTube. But you know what? You still got to have the quality there. So when people do go see them, they see a really good quality video. The directors still have to have their shit together.
Yeah.
They got to really love what they're doing and to really care about what the artist looks like. It's not about it's kind of a weird thing how people have kind of brushed them aside and made them non-important when we're locked on these screens. So the least a director can do is make it important. What you see on screen, make it somehow, bring it, like whenever people ask me what I do, what I really do is I'm an emotion architect. So you know what, isn't it true though? Because if I can make a video and if it doesn't bring out an emotion in someone, I've failed. Because as a director, there's a billion kids out there with phones. They can make really cool music videos. Like I'm marveling at some of the videos that are made on phones,
TikTok videos.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I'm even like locked in on those. They're hilarious. But if they don't move you, you've failed. Because like for me as a director, I need to manipulate your emotions. I need to make you cry or laugh or get goosebumps.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what's important. It's not important to me to put out content. I'd rather not do a video for 6 months or 8 months. Music is a lot more magic than people. I think we've taken it for granted because it's everywhere. It's on the screens. It's streaming nonstop now. It's not really as important as going to the store like we talked about earlier on Tuesdays to get your CDs. It's not important like that anymore in that way. So people have forgotten that music is what makes us human. With me, I think actually music is more important than film. Like I'm actually more a fan of music than I'm a film. I think when you think about it, music is the one thing that we're all born with as a language. Like when you think of a baby, the baby understands a lullaby. Like it'll understand the melody. So melody is one of those things we're born with, where it's an actual language for the human soul, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing else is like that. You can't speak to a baby in any language and it'll understand, but you can sing a melody to a baby and the baby will understand. I think we've been created and programmed to understand melody. You come out of the womb knowing the language of melody. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And kindness and love, obviously, like you can sense it. But
music
is one of those oral things that you can understand as melody. You know when a melody is good and you know when it's cacophonic. So putting music to what I do that's what makes it special for me. So, yeah.
Is there a music video that you've directed that just gets you every time you see it? You're like, man, that really depicts how that song makes me feel. And I nailed it.
They're kind of like, because I've done like over 180 of them. They're all like my children. There's some where I'm like, why did I do that? Like when I was beginning, but they're all kind of like your kids. And there's always something special. Like when you're directing it, there's always something like on the day you were excited about something about that video. But I don't think I look at them and I go, oh, damn, I was so good that day. Like I actually hate all my work about 3 weeks after it's done. Like after I watch it, I'm like, I don't want to look at this anymore. I wish I didn't do it. I wish I did something else. So for me, I'm my own worst critic. So I never look at a video. I've seen some that are classics now. People always come a decade or two later and go, oh my God, this is still the best video of all time. And you did it. And like, I still get people coming up to me, Doc Walker, If I Fall. Like that video was like, for some reason, really struck a chord. Or a lot of Dean Brody videos I've done.
Yeah.
Dallas. There's some things that come up and they kind of strike a chord with people. To me, that's what matters. My opinion doesn't matter because I hate all my work after it's done. It's like, when I'm doing my director's reels every couple of years or 3 or 4 years, it's like trudging through misery. I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? Like, it's always terrible.
It's the artist's curse. It's so
It is. But I mean, I depend on others to come up to me and going, when you did this gave me goosebumps. This made me cry. This did that. This made me laugh. So for me, I always remember when I'm thinking of ideas, I don't want to do something which is linear to the song. I want to, because you can make a music video that kind of goes hand in hand with the music video and they skip happily together.
Yeah,
so
it looks exactly
it looks exactly like you hear the lyric and you see the visual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or there are some videos where I watch them and they destroy the song. There are some videos that I would have taken different creative choices with when I look at them, but there's some videos that literally destroy the vibe of the song.
I can understand that. Yeah.
You know, and like there's some videos that just, I don't know, sometimes it's the edit. They're not cut quick enough and it kind of drags the song. It's almost like an anchor to a foot, like in the ocean, like it just pulls it down.
Oh, okay.
But there's also some videos in time that I think lift particular songs up that are actually better than the song. None, like I'm not saying any of mine, but when I was growing up, sometimes I wouldn't like the song until I saw the video and I'm like, oh my God, the video literally gave me a different insight into the song. So whenever I do videos, I like to be unique. I always try, like the artist wants me to do one thing, sometimes we work together towards that. But a lot of times I'm like, hey, can you let me maybe think of something where it'll show a different facet to your song?
I just got to ask, how much of a factor do your favorite like local actors play in making those videos come to life? I know you've used the same couple guys for a few of the Dallas Smith videos and whatnot. Like, how big of a role does that play?
You know what? As every director does, you get comfortable with certain people that you work with. Like I use a lot of the same cinematographers. When I get comfortable with them, they become like my right arm. When I'm comfortable with an actor, I want to use them again and recycle them often. So yeah, they play a big role. And sometimes when I'm writing the treatment, I'm actually thinking of a particular actor for that role. So it does actually play. That's a good question. Actually, it does play into it. Like sometimes I'll go, oh, I can never do that. I can't find an actor for that, like that role. But then I'll remember some girl I had on a video like 12 videos ago. I'm like, oh my God, she'd be incredible for this, or he would be like the best for this.
Yeah.
It's also remember that a director can only put forth what, like when you do a music video, they always ask me, well, it's so fun. You could do whatever you want. I'm not like a painter. Like I'm not the only person that's putting these brush strokes on the canvas. Think of it this way. Like think of this wall, think of that wall like without a window, and think of the director gets to do a treatment. So think of that wall. My sheet of paper goes over that entire wall, but that's not my music video because my sheet of paper has to overlap with the label's idea. So they put their sheet of paper over top of it. And then the artist puts their sheet of paper over top of theirs, and then maybe the manager. And the only part of that wall, which is the music video in the end, is where all of those papers overlapped. So that giant wall, which is my initial idea, is now that little tiny square where everyone is happy in the, like it's a small square.
It's like after the red tape's cut away.
Exactly. So I can't do exactly what I want all the time. I'm still a contractor when you think about it. I still got to make the labels happy, but I still got to somehow promote my vision. So it's kind of, it's tricky, right? As an artist, it feels like you're a painter, but there's other hands on your hands trying to paint.
Okay,
Totally.
What about when those things aren't involved, though? Which brings us to ask you about, you make electronic music with Breath of My Leaves, and that is fully in control of...
Breathe of My Leaves.
Okay, my bad.
It's okay.
I don't know how to read. It's all art anyway, so it's open to interpretation.
Yeah. Exhale.
But to get it right,
I'm going to stick with that.
Exhale of my branches.
Breathe of my leaves.
Yeah, breathe of my leaves.
I'm making sure to reiterate it so that people that are listening are going to go check it out.
Okay, so but how does that differ when it's you in control of
I
everything?
think that's why I like music more than film. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love film. My goal is that I'm directing movies at some point, but music is like where I'm sitting in the basement and I'm making, I'm that one person with a brushstroke. I'm not making music for anyone else but myself. I play with sounds. I love melody and counter melody, and I love overlapping melodies. Like I love I love just that layering.
My, you know which one I like? Word to Your Motherboard.
Oh, good. How do you know that?
Yeah, because I checked it out.
Oh
And
my God.
I was like, that's such an awesome title.
Oh, good.
I like that. And that's in my workout playlist right now.
That's hilarious.
It makes me want to.
That was on my first EP. I'm very impressed, I gotta say.
If you were to start directing movies, what genre would you choose? Like, but say you had to pick one.
I've always been drawn to like cinematic things and really weird. Remember The Fall? Remember that, how beautiful that movie was? It starts off with a horse falling off a bridge in slow motion. I think it takes like 5 minutes to fall.
Yes,
It's some
I
really
remember this
bizarre.
one. Not in detail. That was a long time ago.
It's very, it was like 90s kind of thing.
Yeah,
it was
and
back
I
in-
watched
back in
it
the
then.
Things
too.
like that I was drawn to, but like, I think if it has meaning on top of that, cinematic, that's what I'm drawn to. So what is that genre? I guess kind of like strange drama. I like Being John Malkovich. That movie that was one of the first times where I think when the movie ended, when the VHS like ran out, I think I sat there looking at the screen almost in shock. What was the one that made me kind of ecstatic last year was, what was it? The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I've never seen that.
Thoroughly
looking forward to watching.
Okay. That, if I made a movie, it's in segments. I think I have a thing with segmented things because I don't know if I have a short attention span or something.
Right.
But I really love movies like that. I would have loved, when I look at that movie, I cringe and envy. I wish I did The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Like movies like that. I loved things like No Country for Old Men.
Oh,
like,
I
was
love
incredible.
that movie.
So good.
That's
and of course,
undeniably good.
what's that? Like, there's so many great movies in the past, but I'm drawn to those kinds of things. I'm a huge, like, I have a guilty Godzilla like obsession, but I'm just obsessed as a character.
I've noticed from your Instagram. Yeah.
It was just that when I was born, my dad raised me as a kid, like sitting on his leg, like telling me about this nuclear fire breathing lizard that was giant. I was in awe as a baby. I always loved 70s futurism. And Godzilla was one of those things that I grew up with just because it was always like my dad's stories were so crazy. And then when the movies came out, the American ones, I literally lost it. I was crying 3 times in the theater. It was embarrassing. On the last one, I was literally in tears of joy. That's how much I loved it. And it was like, that's not my kind of movie. Like, obviously that's not me I like, sprawling kind of epics that breathe. I liked Midsummer, that horror.
Oh, that one
was great.
tripped me.
So if
the
that
cliff
is
scene
the cliff
is
was
like
terrible.
it's just but it's so well done because
It
of
is
the
incredible.
emotion that it provokes.
You should
or
watch the
evokes.
uncut version that just came out of that scene.
Where can I watch it?
Yeah, Google it. You'll find it.
Okay. Oh
But
man.
that movie, I love. See, if I was going to I can't do horrors because
Why not?
Because nothing scares me. Like when you see like those,
It sounds like a challenge.
I think no, it is because the only thing that scares me is like demonic stuff terrifies me
Oh, me too.
because I'm not atheist, so I think like demonic stuff is real. Right?
Yeah.
So the other thing is cannibalism. For some reason, cannibalism freaks the crap out of me. So, but the only scare, like I'm not scared of little girls coming out of TV sets. Like I start laughing or dolls.
Kids don't
It's
scare me.
always dolls in an attic. Like I'm not scared.
Me
It doesn't
too.
scare me. I did read something on Vice a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and it's about a true story about a guy. I think he's 30, that he was dying, and the doctors didn't know why he was dying, and they realized he has this weird, I think, some sort of enzyme deficiency. So the only thing that can keep him alive is eating raw organs of different animals that give him the different minerals and vitamins. And it has to be raw. So his poor girlfriend, like they showed his teeth and they were like kind of, I don't want to think about it, but his teeth were like disgusting because of the constantly raw. So he has a whole bunch of plastic containers in his fridge and his freezer of different raw, like goat spleen and lamb livers, and so he has to eat these raw to survive. So I thought to myself, that would be an awesome horror where maybe something is wrong with one of the goat livers and he becomes possessed, or like something happens to his brain where it becomes infected.
And how like you can make it so dark.
Yeah, and he has to start eating humans.
What you
Yeah, he's like, it's a happy little baby goat. Yeah.
See, what's so funny is asking you this is I thought to myself today, I was like, I would love to see Stephano do a horror movie.
I have some ideas that I've actually pitched to a couple of producers that I'm currently in the process of pitching that
is so
that involve First Nations kind of ideas on an island. Like I do have some ideas for some horrors, but I think the horror thing is I don't want to be a horror director. I mean, I almost find it, I don't want to say cheesy because I do music videos, so I can't judge anyone. So I just think you get, if you do horror, you're locked into, you're a horror director forever. But I mean, I think things like Midsummer and The Witch and Hereditary, those things we talked about, those things, you to pull those off, those are incredible movies.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what genre they are. So I'd love to do those kinds of horrors that freak me out, like to my core. That's freaky. But I think I like strange dramas or strange horrors maybe or whatever. But and if it has to be a comedy, I don't think comedy's dangerous because comedy, you can't hit everyone's comedy on the head. Like it's
so
a dangerous
hard.
one.
Yeah.
It's a very personal thing. Like the last comedy I watched, I think last week, was that new Eurovision one with what's his name? Yeah.
Play Ya Ding Dong.
Yeah. That, for some reason, I think you got to be in a certain mood, but I told it to some people and they were like, are you an idiot? Like, that's not funny at all. But for some reason, just the campy, kind of lighthearted, and because I'm European, I guess, background, that really, and I was raised to that kind of Eurovision type of music. So for me, it was so well done. I thought it was so funny.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. It's not like groundbreaking humor. It's not the funniest thing of all time, but it gave me some glee, you know? So that's a perfect example of what you're saying. Like when you kind of say, you got to watch this comedy's great. Comedy's the worst thing to tell people to watch because sometimes, like, my favorite comedy, like, is a sketch com from England called Little Britain. I don't know if you've ever heard.
I've heard of it. I've actually, because I'm a movie buff.
That's tears of laughter for me. It might be a little too. It's a sketch com, so it's like I think the second and the third season were the best. But that for me, if you watch it, think of me in tears laughing. But I think a lot of other, like, I think I got the DVDs, I think, and I lent it to my brother. And he just gave them back going, yeah. You know, it was just kind of, it wasn't up his alley.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so bonkers, that one, like Little Britain, that kind of, I love British humor, I find.
Yeah.
But some people, they don't really find it funny. So comedy's a really dangerous, I think, thing.
Comedy almost reminds me of heavy metal music, where you listen to heavy metal and it's like, there's like,
Death metal.
Death metal, Nintendo metal,
Screech metal.
Screech metal. Yeah. Cookie crumb metal.
Soft metal.
Gingerbread man metal. Just keep going with it. Windshield wiper metal.
There are.
And it just keeps going. And there's like that with comedy, right? Where there's
there's subgenres for sure.
Yeah, there's like, yes, that's the word I was looking for. You're so good with words.
I know, I love
you
words.
You should be doing
I'm
the
in love with
podcast. Me and
I'll just show up in the
run
corner and I'll whisper words to your guys' guests.
Yeah. I'm like, or from every podcast from now on, I'm like, emotional architect. I'm just like,
emotional. I'll be in the corner with my thesaurus. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we've really touched on this, but maybe a little bit. Favorite book of all time?
Wow, I used to read a lot more. So I remember I can do it as a kid and as an adult. As a kid, I was a huge Roald Dahl fan, and I think it kind of has skewed my way of looking at things, like James and the Giant Peach. Remember James and the Giant Peach? And Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, all those kind of cool things. Yeah.
Very imaginative.
Yeah, no, you gotta, like, Roald Dahl is the best. See, these things are always difficult for me, like top 5 movies, top 5 books, like songs, things that I'm so attached to. I can't really give you a list of things.
Yeah.
I can maybe give you a top 5 pop artists of my life kind of thing, or Canadian pop, like, I don't know. But I can't give you like...
you do that countdown every year.
I do a countdown. Yeah.
That's always cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
haven't
think
talked about
anyone
that.
watches it, but I just like
I do.
do you really?
Yeah,
I'm
that's how I know about Erasure.
I'm a huge fan of top tens and stuff like that. So I'm always at like, if you go on a road trip with me, I'm like the guy that you'll probably like, be
Nice.
like, but you'd probably get annoyed with me because I'd be like, top 10 housekeeping magazines.
That's good.
Good housekeeping.
I'm obsessed with charts too. When I was 11 years old, I started a weekly top 30, like of my own, of songs. And every Saturday, no matter what happened, I would change it. And I have the charts from when I was 11 years old. And I still,
Crazy.
Oh, no way.
I still do it. So like, they were like my diary because music was my life. So I have like, and I even like, if things went up by 5 or more, I would put a circle around it, like a bullet, because there's no way there's no sales in my brain, right? So if it went up by 5 or more, I would put a circle around it that week, like so, and it would have like, yeah, I was obsessed with charts. Total nerd, like turbo nerd. In high school, I would take the top 10 out of that top 30 and I would do a like really cool graphic of it and I would bring it and distribute it to my friends. And I expected them to be so excited about my top 10 songs. And then every Monday morning, they would get these papers with these cool graphics with my top 10. And of course, I would make tapes for them and stuff and CDs. But the top 10 papers were like in the library in the morning, Monday morning. I would distribute my top 10. Like it mattered what I cared about. They actually started liking my top 10 because they realized I had my finger on the pulse of that pop, right? So,
And you're still pretty much that guy. So before we go here, we just want to play a quick game of Would You Rather? And I think Seamus has got the first question ready for us here.
Would you rather skateboard on a rainbow or eat a star?
I'd rather eat a star
But why?
because I think it would give me like magical powers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a. I
But
don't
it would
even-
probably taste like carbon and I'd burn my mouth. I don't skateboard, so maybe sliding on I don't think I was a big bike kid. I didn't skateboard. So
Would you rather paint a picture of Seamus naked or a picture of a dead octopus?
wow. Probably Seamus naked.
Yeah. I knew it because that would make
It's
you laugh.
way more interesting. No, it's just a way more interesting. That's dead octopus is depressing.
I know, because
Yeah.
imagine if you had to put all this
they're-
time into.
yeah, all those
painting
little
this-
circles.
Yeah.
And they're also, I love octopuses. I don't want to see it dead. So
Would you rather slow dance with a cactus or make out with a curling iron?
oh no.
Response.
Oh no.
I think you know what? I don't like getting burnt, so I think I would choose the cactus probably.
Well, we didn't specify.
Oh, so it's not hot.
we didn't. Well, I mean, she could be hot
Because
if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
if the curling iron is
I don't know. If we're talking
not
about like actually hot or like you just
heat.
like a curling iron. Like
No, if is the curling iron hot as in hot heat in temperature wise?
Turns into like a
Because I would suspect the curling iron is more of a phallic symbol. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't like. I think I would go for the curling iron if it's not hot because I wouldn't hurt myself.
Would you rather talk to animals underwater, like ocean animals, or would you rather be able to talk to animals that fly?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I love birds, but I also love whales. So you know what? Dolphins would probably be the best animal to talk to because they're probably more intelligent than we are. I would probably talk to dolphins.
That'd be
Birds
pretty cool.
would be probably pretty dumb. I think for the most, like they could
Or they'd
probably
be mean.
mean or they want to like I want to eat your eyeball or something. You know,
Simple.
like
Yeah. There was another one that was a good one that what was
If you
it?
could change the color of the sky from blue, what would you change it to?
Ooh, because that's my favorite color.
I know,
So
I like the color.
Same.
I would maybe make it can I cheat and make it like a couple of shades warmer? So it's like a warmer turquoise cerulean blue instead of a green. That's what I would do. I don't think it would like, I think if we had a pink sky, it would be depressing. White would be depressing. Yeah. Green would be weird because trees are green. Or red would look like yellow would be like, it would make you go insane. I don't really like yellow.
Red would be really weird.
Red would be weird.
It'd be like depressing.
Purple would be weird. I would definitely keep it like a warmer blue. I don't like it when it's like cold blue, but like a slightly towards green, but not green. Yeah.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
All right, so wrapping up here, to follow the latest Stephano news, we know we can find you on Instagram at Stephano Barberis, or we can add you as a friend if we know you on Facebook. What about YouTube?
YouTube also. I have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel too. It's I think it's director or Stephano Barberis director. But I don't like reading YouTube comments like that. Those are the worst. Like YouTube comments on anyone's video. It doesn't matter if I directed it or not. They're like the worst parts of humanity.
Oh yeah,
they
I've
can't
seen
spell.
those.
I don't know. It's like monkeys or something. I don't know who's like leaving comments on those things, but it's like evil satanic monkeys. They're not humans. Like there's some weird kind of
Yeah,
Oh, like from
Russian building somewhere
YouTube
in.
trolls
from
they're
the Wizard
mean.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Those monkeys that fly.
Yes, those
That's
flying
what
monkeys.
they do
Yeah.
when they're not acting.
Yeah, those are leaving comments. They're YouTube commenters.
Yeah.
That would be a good it's a good metaphor for those. And that's why I don't like those. Like, I think the internet has become like so keyboard warrior type, because you'll never say that in
Keyboard
person.
warrior.
Keyboard warrior.
You know,
I like that
you
one.
you won't say that to the, like, I love debating in person with people, but when you get into these debates with it turns personal and it turns into like this hatred kind of thing.
Yeah,
they
like,
don't
people are
care about
less afraid to
facts.
attack
Yeah, they
hard.
attack, and it turns personal, which is not. That's why I don't like Twitter. And
Oh, there's that funny Mike Tyson meme that's going around right now. It's he's like one of, or not, it's a quote, and he was like, people are too confident these days behind their keyboards or something, and they've forgotten what it's like to get punched in the face for saying something wrong or something Mike Tyson would say. And he said, I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty funny because you read it in Mike Tyson's voice. Stefano, thank you so much for
thank
doing
you for
this
having
us.
me. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. If you like what you heard, please don't hesitate to share with friends or write us a review. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us at vancouvertoontalk@gmail.com. That's vancouvertoontalk@gmail.com. Till next time.
The Why, Nate and Shay. Why, Nate and Shay? We're gonna ask you why. Nate and Shay.